Welcome to the party. Oh, let me show what I'm streaming. Yo. Hey, Sal. Everyone. Come on. Oh, everyone's coming in. Oh, no, I'm just getting a deluge of ba-dum. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Just finished getting set up here. Ah, happy gala. Hope everyone's having a good time. Turn on my stream so I can see what I'm doing. Come on now. There we are. Actually, I want to see the VC so I can see if anyone's typing. How is everyone today? I hope you're enjoying the party. Oh, before we begin, let me do this. There we go. That's what I want to work on today. All right, let's get a background image going on here. Background. Hello, hello. Nice, great background. There we go. Okay. Put one guy at the top. But before I do that, we have go to my channel. Oh, that's already started. Right from the go, right from the jump. All right. Music's still playing. Can't hear anything with the music. Okay. So tell you what, um, if you guys want, please go ahead and mute or deafen the music. That works too. Everyone has, there we go. Yeah. Everyone has, well, I'm gonna turn down the music to about 50%, 45, 43%. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? All right, good. Good, good. That's mostly for the stream, but we can have it silent if y'all want. I do want well, tell you what, I'm going to turn on my music on my end just so things are just so I can hear something while I'm working in the background. So give me one moment. There we go. I don't think you guys will be able to hear my music. It's just JRPG stuff anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide that. All right. Okay. So you guys should be able to hear me now, right? Everyone hearing me okay in the chat? Yep, yep. Yay, yay. All right. The yays seem to have it. All right. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me on the stream today. I'm so excited. I am I'm at a loss for words. This is the second gala. We're gonna have a good time today. Before we begin, I'm going to go ahead and just drop my link to YouTube for my YouTube channel. I'm working on an animated film, so if you guys want to check out the film or check out some other videos that I have planned this year, and got a few videos planned this year, um, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. You know, your obligatory like and subscribe. It's your boy kind of drop. You'll be seeing it right there in the VC chat. So just go ahead and give me a follow on YouTube. It really helps me out in getting things prepared for my eventual crowdfunding campaign later on in the future. And the monetization actually helps me keep people paid working on this project as well. Uh, so yeah, just give me a little follow and we'll get started for today. So first things first, very important. How many of y'all are playing the Pokemon Legends game? Because I don't get paid until Monday, and I feel like I'm that Squidward meme, just watching everyone go crazy with the game. And I'm just, I'm having a serious case of FOMO right now, guys. Haven't played it yet. Same says Mushigi. Man, me too. I got it, but I'm so busy to play. Yeah, yeah. It's a busy world right now. God. I wanna play it so bad at this point. I'm watching so many of my friends just have fun with it, and now I'm like, "Ugh, maybe I shouldn't have waited." Let's try. There we go. I was playing it 2 minutes ago. It's worth it with friends. Oh, man, ready? Yo, it's Micah. How's it going? Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to try it out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lots of fun. They really turn their heads at you. It's threatening. I want that to happen. I wanna feel genuine fear when it comes to Pokemon, finally. I want that same burst of adrenaline that I had fighting the, Sentinels in Breath of the Wild, and I know everyone's made that comparison, like, a billion times at this point, but when I see a Snorlax, like, larger than normal across the countryside, and those beaming red eyes just start flashing, I get the little tunes in my head. I want that to happen. That's gonna be fun. Good morning from the West Coast. How are all of you? I saw someone have some fall damage. Oh no. Oh man, I cannot wait. Maybe I'll pick it up soon. All right. So I wanted to kind of change things up today. Oh, where are my manners? I should have did introductions first. Um, so I'm Christopher Wade. I'm an animator slash filmmaker. I currently work as a video motion designer at a government contractor, though not for very long. Um, well, not for much longer anyways. I'm working for an on my spare time I work on an animated featured film called The Will of Monsters. It should be coming out um in a very long time. But I'm going to be dropping updates as time goes on, updates concerning animation clips, just the daily struggles as an independent filmmaker. Um, and just general art updates as well. The story's about two scarecrows who team up with an untalented witch, and they have to survive the night together against a legion of giant or violent crows. It's going to be fun. So if you're just chiming in, I'm going to go ahead and drop that link one more time. Just chiming in, he's just starting to join the Discord stream, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel that I just dropped into the stream voice chat. It should be the channel should be right above the live stream, and you can check it out. You can check me out there. We have a little teaser on that channel as well for my film. But yeah, back to Pokemon Legends. I think this is the game that I was waiting for as far as Pokemon's concerned, because the game is essentially has always been rock paper scissors. Um, and I love rock paper scissors. I think that shit is amazing. Um, that is how boring my life is. um, I like Pokemon a lot, but I have been noticing that it really hasn't been changing that much recently, or in a long time since its conception. Uh, so I've been like, I'll just wait until they do something different, like Brilliant Diamond and Genius Pearl or whatever the hell it's called. I was just like, all right, it's all right looking, looks cute. But then I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait until they try and do something, a little smarter. And they did. And it looks kind of cool. The graphics are eh, they're not that great. I mean, the Kirby, let's be honest, the Kirby game coming out looks more visually appealing than the new Pokemon game, right? Um, and I'm really excited for the new Kirby game. That looks really cool. Um, I'm excited about it, but I wish I was hoping that I'm hoping one day Pokemon will get like a good graphical upgrade. Natural Season says they're excited for the Kirby game too. Yes, I am. I am. I am excited for the new Kirby game in a very unhealthy way. I have been watching I watched the Kirby trailer, the newest one, on YouTube. I watched it a couple of times earlier today, and I was just like, "It's so good looking." It the art style is so inviting. I can't believe it. I yes, the new Kirby game looks sick. I have never said that in my life until now. Think, man, the Kirby game looks really awesome, dude. Yeah, she's got Tenrix. Let's see. Surge has these little spiky. She has this little rip shirt. Got little rips on her shirt. I like that. It really isn't a very good pose, but I'm gonna go for it. Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay. So that back quill isn't really that long. Okay. I want to see Kirby kill a god in 3D. Yeah, that's essentially what that is, right? Like Kirby starts off like a really cute and really like just just full of hope and it's it's such a pretty ride. And then you fight a Leviathan. Then you fight like an eldritch god being that has existed on our plane on our plane of reality for centuries. Somehow you have to help King Dedede find his lost pizza. And then you have to save reality. Which one's that? It's that one. Let's hide that guy real quick. Oh no, that's what I did. All right. All right. So artists, real quick. How many of y'all forgot whenever you do a fill, how many of you forget to turn off fill display and instead of just filling the layer like you should. Oh no. Why does it look this way? Okay. All right. I think we're good. All right, let's just have one open for now. There we go. And let's take Surge here, drive him up, drive her up. What software is this? This is TV Paint. This is what I use to animate and also draw. Um, Unfortunately, it's not a very accessible software financially. This cost me a pretty penny to get. But if you're a student, you will get discounts. So they do make things a little cheaper if you're still going to school. But this software was built primarily for people who want to animate uh, like the old pros back in the 80s and 90s. So instead of just going through the whole rigmarole of working with vectors and Adobe Flash um, slash God, what is it called? Um, Slash animate. And this program, you get to treat your drawings as if you were animating on paper, but also with the finesse of Clip Studio and Photoshop. So it's not bad. It's not bad even as a regular drawing program. Oh God, it's in the way again. Come on. I substitute the fill tool for fill brush. Helps with accidentally filling in unwanted areas. Oh, okay. Yeah, again, this software is called TV Paint. I do recommend checking it out and checking out a trial version because I think that's free. Um, but if you are looking into just drawing and just going in and just like doing normal illustrations, uh, you're not going to go wrong with Clip Studio Paint because Adobe's been losing its mind lately over here trying to do like NFTs and junk. Like I no, I ain't about that. That's that's silliness. Give ownership back to the artist where it belongs. I am all about doing a whole bunch of all Adobe alternatives if I can. Actually, that's a fairly good question. Um, how many of you guys in the chat use an Adobe alternative? In fact, sound off with your favorite. Since you're here, I'd love to hear some new ones, especially if it's After Effects, because personally, personally, I've gotten rid of just about every Adobe software except except for After Effects. Like I still use, if you look at my screen at the bottom here, I still use Media Encoder here. And sometimes something will open in Photoshop by default, so I'll have to switch it over to Clip Studio Paint. But I would very much love not to use this use an Adobe product ever again if it means saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over the course of a few years. Let me go find the graphic. Clip Studio used to use Clip Studio. I used to use Sony Vegas. Ah, Sony Vegas. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Sorry. Let me go back to the top here. All right. We monkey laundering says Chris Legendary. No. Let's see. Momo uses Clip and DaVinci Resolve. Ah, yes. Good shot. Um, DaVinci Resolve is really good. Micah's using Clip Studio Paint EX. Nice. Um, Almost using Audacity. Okay, all right. Be careful about Audacity. I heard a few months ago that they were something about its new terms of service made it so that they could access some of your personal information. I haven't really dug too deep into that, but just keep an eye out for it. Sarah M uses Ibis Paint, but only for tablet. I've never heard of Ibis Paint. How does how does that work exactly? Let us know down below. I talk like a YouTuber. I'm very sorry. Um, oh no, the chat's moving too fast. Hold on, hold on, everyone. um, Shib's using Clip Studio Paint. I used to use Sony Vegas. Yep, we went through that. Clip Studio. We'll find the graphics as Momo. Koi is using DaVinci Resolve and Clip. Nice, nice. All right. So if anyone in the chat is into video editing at all, please by all means try out DaVinci Resolve. It first started out as a pretty good color correction program, and by pretty good, I'm really underselling it. It was the industry standard color correction program, and it still is. Um, Over the past few years, it has started diving into legit editing. So it functions like a Premiere essentially, and it's really good. I like it a lot. I have not used Premiere as a hobbyist or for my personal work for the past few years, honestly. So I highly recommend it. It's got really exquisite editing features. Um, when you try to take it into your effects, when you try to apply effects, you can do it the old-fashioned way by just applying an effect on a layer, or you can use nodes, which aren't exactly my favorite, but once you start getting used to them, it becomes a little bit more intuitive. DaVinci also has a really great um, audio system as well. Uh, I'm I'm going too deep into the weeds here. DaVinci Resolve, the basic version, is free. You can export up to, let me think, Ultra HD 4K, which is essentially 3840 by 2160. You can't really export higher than that, so that would be true 4K, 6K, and 8K. But 4K is really forgiving when you scale up later on. So um, once you have enough cash, which is for the real version, $330, um, that's it. You have this amazing program. You pay once. That's it. There's no forever uh, pay with your firstborn son pay with firstborn son and subsequent children after the fact subscription service like Adobe does. So I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve if you're looking into getting into uh, video editing and color grading, because the color grading in that program is it's it's beautiful. It's really good. Like I did a comparison between Premiere, After Effects, and DaVinci, and while I do a lot of my effects work in After Effects, like all of my like particle effects and shiny glowing features, like things like punching up reds and bringing up blacks. Let's say bringing up um, let's say adding in noise and really balancing the colors, the color differentials between light and dark. uh that kind of stuff works really well with DaVinci Resolve, and I haven't seen a program kind of match it. I'm getting off the weeds here. I'm very sorry. I'm supposed to be reading everybody's thing about Bob. So I'll come back to DaVinci later and geek out about it as time moves on. Metabang. They stopped making cloud storage free and unlimited. That's a word I haven't heard of in a long time. Um, Remind me, what is Metabang Natural Seasons? Um, Old Doodle says, Toon Boom recently downloaded OpenTunes to try it out. Clip Studio Paint. Okay. All right. I need to try OpenTunes. There was a period when um there was a period with OpenTunes where people were like, "Oh man, this is the same software that Studio Ghibli uses," and then I never heard of it again. I want to know more about that program. Um, Tim says, "I'm not fully attuned to DaVinci though, so I switch. If you have an older version, then you're completely fine. I forget which version it was though. Yeah, I manage my school district's Adobe Access, so I just have Adobe for free. Uh, uh, Abuse that as long as you can. Please, please, by all means, if you're working on like personal projects or something, uh, I mean, I push Adobe alternatives really hard because Adobe has found a way to use us 40 and 50-year-olds. I'm 37, by the way, but I'm getting there. The, when we were young, getting into college or and coming out of college, they used us as guinea pigs because we cracked the software so rampantly. They basically said, "Well, we have a firm install base, so all these students who are hungry for jobs, they basically can go to these studios and just recommend Adobe for us. We don't even have to pay anyone. They already know the product." So that makes it very difficult for the companies today to get away from Adobe. But if if you're an artist and you have an alternative to use like Clip Studio Paint or Metabang or DaVinci Resolve, and you recommend these programs, especially putting forth the financial and logistical incentives of these programs, um, it makes you a lot more valuable than the artist that just knows Adobe. You still have to be good at what you do, but being the person who's good at what you do, knowing a bunch of other different programs, makes you a lot more flexible and it makes you a lot more desirable in the job market. So just keep that in mind. People say that, but Adobe is the industry standard. Yeah, for as long as we allow it, like I don't think companies like paying 17, if I did my math correct, $17,000 for 5 years just for 5 licenses of Adobe. I don't think they really like that. But also, I don't think these companies have actively told people, actually have people in their work environments to actually to actually speak up and say something. Um, I'm going on a tangent. Let me scroll down into the chat real quick. I'm gonna skip a few things. Let me read real quick. Let's see. It's fine. I like it that you can watch your progress. Thanks for sharing that link, by the way, Momo. There's also so many YouTube tutorials for beginners with DaVinci Resolve too that you might look intimidating coming down from like Movie Maker, but there's so much you can do. Yeah, yeah. Metabang is an art program. Predecessor like Krita. I searched the one thing I need at the time and learned one thing every 3 videos. OpenTunes has a strong learning curve. Ah, okay. To be honest, CSP for animation is easier than OpenTunes. Yeah, that's what I've found when I dabbled in OpenTunes once. And when I say dabbled, I opened it one day, and then I was like, yeah, I'll open it again at some point, and I never did it again. It's fine. Companies are too attached to PDFs. No problem. Anything that helps Adobe lose subscription money. Yeah, yeah, essentially. God, look at these eyes. They're not even, I did the wrong eyes. Her eyes are like triangles. Hold on. She's got villain-shaped eyes. Alright, I think I got this.
Switch it over. It's time. Yay! We're live on Twitch. Let's go.
Let's go.
All
Nice.
right, hi y'all. Welcome to the Black Artists in the Industry panel for the Black Card Gala 2022. I have here with me five lovely folks who are going to be chatting with us today about their experiences in the industry as artists. I will be the moderator today, once again asking questions to these wonderful people that I love to call friends and also the menaces in my life. But we are going to get started. But I'm not going to introduce them. They're going to do it themselves because they're adults and they like to talk. So we're gonna start on over with the little Caitlin.
Hi guys, my name is Caitlin. I use they them pronouns. I've been in illustration, in comics, in concept art, and character design, and I'm currently now in video games doing a kind of a combination of those with an education company that helps Black and Brown students in Title I and underprivileged areas. So it's been really, really fun, and I'm kind of excited to be here. I'm also pin surfing online, so definitely follow.
Hit them up, hit them up. All right, let's move on over to Ink.
Oh, well, hi, I'm Inique. Also go by Ink on Twitter or Instagram. I'm an illustrator and also a fine artist. I work a lot in my local communities, and I'm also an art teacher here where I live. I do a lot with working with our downtown art crawls and gallery work and so on and so forth as a as that type of artist, and I have a lot of fun doing so, entering shows and contests. So that's what I do.
Hey, hey, happy, happy, happy. Now let's hear a little bit from Liz.
Hey y'all, I'm Liz. Got a couple of things under my belt, but I'm mainly a illustrator and designer. I like working with like kids lit and education, art for education. I've also taught a bit here and there. And right now I'm focusing on just working on my comic and doing some personal illustrations for myself.
All right, and now let's hear from Dom.
What's up, guys? My name is Dominic Ramsey. I am an illustrator and designer. Um, I'll do anything to get a job. So I've done some stuff in animation, but also some surface design and children's books. And I currently work for Amplify Education, which that's a company where I illustrate readers for kids to use in the classrooms. Yeah.
Heck yeah. And now last but not least, let's hear from Abel.
Hi, my name's Abel. They them pronouns. I'm a artist, illustrator, designer located in Los Angeles. I'm just finished off working at Netflix as a color designer, and I'll soon be working at WB as a color designer. But I also do a lot of comic work and general illustration work on the side. I just recently had my first book published. It's a autobiography of Rosa Parks. You can check it out at your local Barnes and Nobles or your local bookstore. And I'm also the head organizer of Drama Black.
Heck yeah, these are my homies. Let's give them hearts in the chat to get them comfortable, get them ready. We're gonna have a good, nice hour of talking with them. But yeah, we're gonna talk about their work and what they do in the industry and what made them decide to get here. So that is actually our first question: is what made you guys decide to get into the industry that you're in? Like, what was the driving factor? What was younger you's thoughts when you were like, yeah, I want to be an artist. Like what was that thought process for you going into art and then making that your entire career? And either of you can start, but if you want me to pick on you, then I'll pick on you.
Honestly, it was out of spite.
Out of spite. You know what? So true. So true.
Yeah. No, because I
I
was
can
just like,
start. Oh
yeah.
wait, never mind.
I think like when I first started, I think generally I was generally interested in doing art, but like, I was raised in an African household and they're like, why you wanna do art? Like, that's not sustainable. Like, fuck you, I wanna do art. Like, and so it was like the only thing I hyper fixated on like getting better and like I reap the benefits. And they're also reaping the benefits. And now they're like, okay, you can do art. Hee hee, so I also especially not seeing a lot of, like, black faces in the art industry, like, not having a lot of, like, being able to see that representation I wanted. I was like, "You know what? I wanna be that artist," where someone's like, "Oh, wow, that's Ava. They're also, like, a black queer artist in animation," and sees that it is tangible. So, yeah. Fight and love.
All right,
Um,
who else? Who else?
I can go. I can say, well, I kind of started my earliest memory of wanting to be an artist is when I was like 5 and we had to do like mandatory coloring sheets. And I remember at that time I was like, I don't want to color these drawings other people did. I want to make my own and color them. And so basically that was how I started and I just drew ever since. And I really enjoyed the just the creation of my own characters, making stories about them, and, like, sharing that with others because I would get so excited to share that with my family, and they were always like, "Oh my god, oh my god, that's so cute." But I did have, it wasn't a lot of pushback for me to go in as an artist when I was, deciding to do that as my major, but a lot of people wanted to push me into graphic design because they thought that would make me more money. They're like, "That's more secure." And I was like, no, I'm gonna be an illustrator. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna enjoy that." And so I did, and I started doing painting. And in college, I actually got pushed more into, like, the gallery side of it, and because I wanted to start by being a cartoonist, but the college I went to didn't offer that program. Well, we really just did the traditional arts, nothing digital or anything like that. So I was like, "Okay, I'll be a painter, and I'll check that out." And it's actually pretty fun. I really like it because I thought it all had to be, like, stiff and Renaissance, and I realized, like, no, there's a whole other genre of painting that you could do. And so, like, I'm trying to push that more in my community and showing them more pop art, more vibrant and, like, fun artworks instead of, like, magnolias and, like, crawfish.
Crawfish. If I find a
Crawfish.
if I find a Renaissance painter of crawfish, now I'm gonna come and be like, "Inky, you gotta look at this." Kind of I have a similar I have a really similar experience to Inky, but kind of the opposite. It was very much, "Why aren't you going into the sciences?" Because that was originally what I was into, and that was my highest scores and markings, and it was what I preferred better. I naturally gravitated to art young, and then just next thing you know, I was like, you know what? I just want to try this. I like this. I enjoy this, and I want to do it. So I did it. And then how I slowly came into the industry it just turned into the thing that like held its arms open for me. When it comes to certain doors, most doors are closed, and I'm usually the kid not knocking, more banging violently on the door, going, "Please let me in." But and then the ones that did let me in, I wholeheartedly, just because I'm the type of person where if you give me the opportunity, I'm going to exceed your standards. I'm gonna make sure of that. And eventually that's when I kind of pinballed around in different industries. And first started in storyboarding. I'm currently based in Atlanta, and Atlanta had originally, when I was a teenager, just a big boom for film. And so I did a lot of storyboards for film and commercial. And it was just easily like, oh, we like this kid. Wait, this kid does this. And that's how it all started. And eventually just learning to just talk to people and networking and things of that nature. That's how eventually like I settled into the industry simply because I live by this motto of it's just better to live a life of oh wells than what ifs.
So true.
Yeah, that's valid. Kind of also going off like Ink's story, like I also like grew up wanting to be a fashion designer first, and then I was like, well, I don't want to be a fashion designer where I could like be an artist and just draw whatever I want besides clothes. And then from there, I was just like honing my craft from like elementary school to middle school, and then like here in New York City, they have like vocational schools. So I went to a high school that focuses on fashion, but they had an art program there, and so that like helped me like to branch off into um college where I went to Pratt, and mostly just I also just want to make people feel something when like they see my art, like whether that's happy like through my merch or just my illustrations. Like when I worked for Amplify, like the kids that I was working with in the daytime at school, they'd like love to see themselves in my art, and they were like, "Oh, that kid looks like me," you know. So I mostly like to do it to see how like other people feel and like seeing themselves be represented.
I love that.
Also,
Thank
Liz, you would so be an awesome shoe designer. I'm just saying, like, you drawing kicks makes so
So
much sense in
true.
my little brain. Like, it just
Thank you.
yes.
You know I love them shoes.
Absolutely. All right, who didn't go? Because I wasn't keeping track for a second. I'm not gonna lie.
Dom didn't go.
Go.
Yeah, because I kept getting talked over. Shoot, but well, the only for me there wasn't much because my art was not really supported when I was a kid. But in high school, I had one black art teacher. He's like, "You're a natural born illustrator," and I was like, "Whoa," because that was the first time anyone ever really paid attention to my art, other than just being like, "Oh, she's the kid who draws on everything. Let's just get her some crappy supplies so that she can go over and leave us alone." So that was nice, and he was also the first one who told me that art schools existed. I ain't never know all that. So yeah, it started from there where I started applying to art schools, and then I started looking even further into jobs of like children's books, animation. I was like, I want to do character design, all that stuff. So
Okay.
been trying to get better every day.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So I'm actually gonna switch the questions around a little bit. Ha, I got you. Because I wrote them in order and now it's out of order. But let's go. So, Dom, you just mentioned like art school. So you attended. Did all of you attend art school and to a certain level? And first of all, which schools did you go to? And speaking of said schools, like, did it help you any in your career? Did you feel that going to art school brought you a certain level of new knowledge that you felt was necessary to get into the industry, or did you feel like, man, not that much for me personally, but it could probably help other people?
Oh, can I start this one?
Absolutely.
I have so many feelings about art school. So
I think we
I
all do.
I went to Pratt in downtown Brooklyn. If you don't know Pratt, it's like in Clinton Hill. It's a very like gentrified area. A lot of white folks and like international students go there. When I started going there, it was like not that many black students. Like I'd usually be the only one in my classes most of the time until like senior year. And I went there initially as a drawing major, and then I realized, oh wait, what I want to do is like communications design because they have illustration. That's what I want to do. And that department was like so racked with just like there was so much classism and there were so many problems in that department, and it was just it's like you had to already have some know-how in order to be successful in that school. And I went in, with nothing, knowing nothing from where I'm from, even though I went to like a high school for art. And really it only helped me like get to know people that helped me on my journey, but it didn't really prepare me for the industry like they said they would. A lot of the stuff that I had to learn was on my own or through my own peers. Um, yeah, it's just like I could understand like people needing structure. I'm one of those people that needs structure and like college and stuff like that. And it helped me hold my skills. But as for being industry ready, like they didn't really focus on that. They were more focused on having like your portfolio being industry ready, but not actually saying how to get the jobs, how to contact art directors, how to do your own invoices, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Feel that.
Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. And then to piggyback off of that, there is a lot of classism in art colleges, period, point blank, that I think just kind of tries to like get shoved under some beds or something like that. And especially when because when I started college, it was a huge gear shift in discouraging the traditional arts and encouraging the digital arts, which is nothing wrong. I don't see anything bad with it. But it was also during a time when there was a lot of gatekeeping in actual like sharing of knowledge and like things like technique in a program and brushes and things like that, and kind of this gaslighting situation where like brushes are important, this weird thing. And I will say that the college I went to, it is absolute trash, and I will not even give them a crumb of recognition. But um, I will say that without college, I would never have had access to things like the Adobe programs, things like what are a Wacom or a drawing tablet. I would have never seen that. I would have never known that world existed because when you come from places that are just not and especially schools that are just not funded to teach kids like that. And of course, the art programs start getting cut even at an elementary level. So to have things invested like knowing whatever Clip Studio Paint is, or Photoshop and Illustrator, the Adobe programs, or any of the other sprinkles of iterations, it's just college would like I personally if I had to do it again with the knowledge I know now, sure, because YouTube, things other alternatives like YouTube and Gumroads and people's own classes that they put on Patreon or Skillshare, something like that. I've already yeah. Um, I would have redone it differently, but truly without the structure like Liz mentioned, and without having the networking available to where people there was just an enormous learning curve that had to come with college. And when you're not from somebody that has the privilege to focus on art also, because of financial reasons, it's college is that way where to an extent, depending on again, because we probably whoever's relating to this, we are here. Um, just it's just it is a privilege to be able to have the time to attempt to draw and just have focus on your art while you're in school and everything. And when you don't come from that, like a art high school, let alone like you're just a normal kid who went through K through 12, yeah, yeah. I can say for people who are just like, "I want to do this. It is truly my burning passion." I understand, and it may be a route you may have to go, and there's no shame in that. This is not me shaming college, it's just also there it's just it's a route, it was helpful, it did help me, but it did not make me industry ready. Like, where it could have been better is probably your career services. They were there for a check, we knew it. We're although we're young, we're not dumb. And, like, things like resumes, how to type and write one, how you need as an illustrator, graphic designer, how you need your design resume to hand to them, and then your resume that needs to get fed through their recruiter system. Stuff like that would have been far more helpful in
Mhm.
college.
Definitely, definitely. I agree with a lot of that, especially like the career system. Just man, the ones that I had in college are were not that helpful at all for me. Not at all. I would say to a certain degree when they would do like the resume checks, like sure, got some good feedback on that, but after that it's just like eh. But yeah, moving on to the next person, whoever else would like to speak up and talk more about
Mm,
art school experience for themselves.
I can talk about my experience.
Yes, please.
It's like I guess it's slightly different because I think I'm starting to realize that maybe I did need art school as more than I think I did.
Mhm.
Because like I went to MICA in Baltimore, and it wasn't my first choice of college. First off, I wanted to go to Cal Arts, but classism, and it was just too expensive. I'm glad actually didn't, because I realized that because I first entered MIC as an animation major, but came out as an illustration major. Yeah, I'm still working in animation. I'm just working more on the design part more than the actual animation part. And I think with MICA, it helped. It more or less not, like, give me the career research, because I think for me, like, I had a internship prior to it, that I applied to in school, because I was hustling and bustling a lot in high school, and I, like, got this internship at Warner Brothers that was, like, a four-year track internship, so I think because, like, I kinda inherently knew that college won't be my career. Like, it won't help me with a lot of career stuff. At least I have that backed up, which is, like, a really big privilege I was able to achieve. But, with college, I think if I feel like because I switched to a different major and stuff, I realized there was such a big dynamic of how I approach my art.
Mhm.
And, how also the teachers I had, because I think what also important too is, like, college can be really, really shitty or actually really, really good. if you have really good teachers who are invested in who you are, And I was fortunate enough that I was able to have teachers who, even though they didn't know everything, they did put the effort into learning stuff and also researching and stuff and like even like they even helped we had a class called professional development, which was really helpful in a way that they did teach us how to do like invoices, resume checks, doing that, but it was after, like, a lot of pushback years prior, because the illustration department might get totally different than it was before. Shade department chair, but now it's, like I'm not saying it's perfect, but I feel like there's still like, the teachers are definitely more genuine with the intentions and stuff, and I was fortunate enough to have, like, a really good Black professor named Sadra, who was really, like, a big push for me, even though we would always fight and tussle, it was nice to have someone who, like, has, like, a similar experience to, like, be my mentor through it all, because there's been multiple times I was like, "I wanna drop out." Actually, I wanna drop out every semester because I think when, during college too, I started my career really early, and, like, the reason why I went to art school was because I wanted a job, but for me, it's like, "Well, I'm already getting work. Why am I here? Why am I investing so much time into stupid assignments and, like, homework and stuff?" But then like, talking to my teachers and, like, letting them know, they're like, "Well, how can we make this into something that will benefit you?" And I think for me, I was like, "Well, maybe I shouldn't focus on, like, trying to do the assignment, but just do work that will benefit my portfolio and stuff." And also, like, talking to peers and stuff, because I think one important thing about art school is not just, like, the technical resources, but, like, the resources of, like, having, like, friends and peers and people who and teachers who have experience in industry, like, getting connected with them. I don't wanna say networking because I don't really like that word, but, like, really building a connection with them because I think, if I didn't have my friend group and stuff, I would not be where I am today and stuff. And also too, like college also opened my eyes to a lot of things like conventions and stuff. Near Micah, there's a convention called Small Press Expo, and that's where I met a lot of artists and mutuals there. And funny enough, like that's where I met like Noel Stevenson, which was like at first it was just like, oh, cool, but that actually like, built a connection and stuff. And it's like if I feel like if I didn't go to art school, I wouldn't have met them. So it's just like art school has helped me interact in ways that I don't think it intended to help me, but, I also think that me entering art school versus someone entering art school now is definitely different because now there's a lot more resources and outside, like, alternative ways of thinking, and also people are more open to certain resources, like, people are understand that art school is so fucking expensive, like, I was on a full scholarship when I was at MICA, and I'm still paying, like, student debt because it didn't cover everything, but now it's like, you can get the same quality, if not more quality experience from online classes than you can at art school, and honestly, after the pandemic, the art school quality of it's just not it. So, I think it's kinda like you have to decide, like, how much structure you really need, and also how if you can't really afford it, like, how can you find alternatives to have basically the same amount of experience as someone who went to art school?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at least for me, it was similar to what Sel said before about how the I guess the portal for finding jobs was crap because I went to SCAD, that's Savannah College of Art and Design. Um, and the man who was in charge, I forgot what his job was called, but he never responded to my emails my senior year and junior year. And every single time I try to meet him in person, he's like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm busy." So like, he didn't even do his job. But SCAD, shoot, I'm trying not to be petty, but the curriculum sucked. The curriculum didn't give me anything that I needed. I went to illustration, character design, and they kept giving me character design classes that was more sequa, which is comics, than actual character design. And it's like that's not what I'm paying y'all to do.
Mhm.
And like SCAD has a lot of money, so there's absolutely no excuse as to why the curriculum couldn't have been better. But I did have a good relationship with some of my teachers, so they made it all worth it.
Mhm.
And it was those specific teachers that taught me things that turned out to be really helpful for my career, especially for freelance. But if like other than those teachers, SCAD did not teach me anything that either I didn't already know or that I didn't learn on my own. Cause shoot, I learned more from like looking at professionals' tweets on Twitter.
Mhm.
Like that's
Yeah.
just how much SCAD didn't do anything. And also books. I read books, so books were more helpful than SCAD itself. Shoot. Um, yeah, and also just talking to peers and seeing who they were inspired by. So then I got to learn about other artists who were not, I guess, SCAD did try to push an envelope on students, and that envelope didn't include what I wanted to do. So talking to my peers helped me find out more artists that I liked. And when I think back on it, I could have been so much farther ahead if SCAD had just showed me all the types of artists that were out there and that were like getting jobs and making money that didn't have that was stylized because I'm heavily stylized. So I
Mhm.
mean, useful they did that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading
Uh,
into the half hour mark,
uh,
so we're gonna try to
oh,
speed it up. But please go ahead, Ink.
okay. So I went to ULM, University of Louisiana at Monroe, and our program super small, like 60 students tops for the entire program. This is spanning like I don't know, like 5, 6 majors. And so I remember going in and I was like, this isn't the school I want to go to. I'll be here for a year because they're paying for a lot of my stuff, and I'll transfer to a different school that has like the program that I want to do, like animation, comics, illustration, like digital stuff. But ended up staying there for the whole 4 years because I did actually like the fact that they helped me push my more, like, traditional art that I really like to do, like crocheting, pottery, painting, all of that, and, even though, like, the program itself was super small and we couldn't do a lot of things, it was still really interesting how included in the community that they were and, like, how involved they were with doing all types of things, and it was a great opportunity for me to, like, learn how to get out of my comfort zone and actually move forward and speak with people that I probably wouldn't have spoken to like before college at all. Like I got to meet so many different artists because every other month we had a new artist coming into our school gallery. And like my job as a student, I wasn't a student worker, but I just volunteered a lot. And so I would constantly help them move their artwork, speak with them, talk to them about their artwork. And like that's how I met a lot of my mentors that I have today. Like, and one of my professors, she really pulled me out of my shell and she helped me with doing so many types of like I've gone to sand sculpting competitions with her. I've helped her on murals. I've helped her on like 2 public artwork projects as well. And so like she's just I gotta say, like my college experience, even though it wasn't what I wanted at first, I do enjoy the fact that I had it and I got to do so much. Not gonna lie, it got a little tough there and I almost dropped out like, before graduation. Thought being a chicken farmer would be a lot easier than dealing with folks. But like that's just me. Um, I graduated, I did it. My graduating class was very small, 8 people, and we had our solo and then we had a graduate exhibition. Then I had my first solo show like a month after graduating. And so like I gotta say, college was pretty nice, even though it had a lot of ups and downs and it wasn't what I wanted at first. But like I got a lot out of that experience.
Mhm.
Ups and downs is the best way to describe
Absolutely
college
the best
experience.
way to describe it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Uh,
But yeah, we're gonna start to move on. But if y'all want to hear, for the people listening and watching right now, if y'all want to hear more about art school, also be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're gonna be talking to students who are still currently in art school, all four in different colleges in the U.S. So definitely make sure you come by and check that one out tomorrow. Talking about their art school experiences. But yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about it a little bit more about how was a little bit harder for y'all to get your foot through the door as Black creators in general. Now that's one thing that none of us are dumb or not privy to. We all know that it's a struggle out here. But however, all of y'all have still some way somehow found your ways into success into the industry. In a bunch of really big ways. Some of them being in like ways of good social status, and some of them just being in good paying jobs. So tell us a little bit about how that process for you. Uh, so we can get like a better understanding of like what were some of the struggles of like just getting into it. It's a loaded question, but you know what? This is why we're homies. We can talk to each other about this, and then also tell everyone else publicly. It's fine.
Oh, shoot, was it hard? I can't it was a little hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's after graduating, I struggled with, like, trying to find a job for, like, art in my area, and so my first job out of college was a librarian for 2 years, that's what I did, and it was during COVID times that I really started to blossom because I got my first iPad, and then, like, we shut down for a month, so I'm like, "Oh, I might as well learn how to use this iPad," and, that's when I started to make more digital art, and that's also during, like, the Black Lives Matter movement, like, a really big push for Black artists during that time. I'm very grateful for, like, all of the support during that time, but it was also the most stressful times of my life. But, like, it was
Yeah.
it
Oh
was
yeah.
during that time that, my art just blew up, and, like, people started to notice me because it was at that point I had kinda gave up on social media, and I was like, "Oh, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm just posting for me, and I just wanna have fun with what I do." But, like, after all that summer, like, that's kinda, like, when I started to get more jobs for being an artist. But yeah, it was like waiting, I would say like 3 years for that to happen, and,
Mhm.
I'm happy that about where I'm at right now, and plus I'm an art teacher, that's pretty nice too. Um, the mentor that I was talking about earlier, the one who, like, I worked on all those public art projects with, she actually, like, mentioned this art teaching job to me, and I was like, "What's the worst they can say? No?" And so, like, that's how I got my foot in the door there, and, like, uh, not gonna lie, it took a lot of patience and a lot of, worry, but, I got here.
You did. You did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
I could go next.
I c
Yeah, whoever wants to go
Okay.
next, like totally like feel free to just start talking. I'll let y'all know when it's their time to start moving on to the next question so we don't go over too much.
Mhm.
But yeah, go ahead, go for it.
So like just building off of like the art school experience, like straight out of Pratt, like I was just dead ass looking for jobs for like a good 2 years. Like I've submitted like 500 probably job applications and got like none of them back. So then I was just like, like this is kind of depressing. Like again, like Pratt didn't set me up to like do any of this stuff really. So I was really just like, I'll just focus on what I do best and just like get a job like working in schools and stuff as a parent and stuff just so like, I could work on my art on my side time and just make money like doing XYZ. And so I didn't really get my break until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. No, I think it's 3 years ago, where my professor from Pratt, she was like probably one of the coolest professors. Like her name's Tori Novakova. She works for Amplify, and she was like, "Hey, like I'm doing like a bunch of like reworking for like seventh grade ELA curriculum, and we need to like redo all these art and assets and stuff." And so she was like, "I think you'd be a good fit for like one of the lessons I have." And that was like my first like big industry job, which was like maybe 2 or 3 years after I graduated or so. And I really loved the work I was doing for that. Like, and that's the work that also my students would see and be like, "Oh my god, this looks so cool. Like these are like black people like just like me, like in this art." And so after that happened, I was like, cool, I finally have some industry experience. And then pandemic happened. Everyone got laid off and I was like, okay, so like since I'm have no job right now, let me just again focus on what I want to do because like it's evident like whatever I was giving, like people did not want it until that summer where the Black Lives Matter movement happened and then people were hitting me up for these short, bad paying jobs and I was like, I don't want to do these. Like I'm worth more than this and these are such short notice. So I was just like back to my own hustle, gonna work on my web comic and work on my merch making and basically just like making sure like I have something that I'm proud of that I could show off to the world, and also like be able to like monetize that somehow with my shop and stuff like that. So like it's like a little bumpy road for me, but like I'm still proud of where I ended up because I feel like I'm more like I am more self-fulfilling right now than I would be if I was working like these like gigs here and there wherever, you know?
Definitely,
And
definitely.
to piggyback off that, to kind of also also share the bit of like to kind of normalize sometimes you're not just going to like get jobs while you're in college, like that 6-month grace period, like loans tell you right after college to kind of help normalize it. Like I probably didn't get like my first little step. Like I got sprinkles here and there, but I didn't get a real step until probably pandemic, where, and I didn't really have mentors like that because that's where, I wasn't in the best place mentally, like, or probably like life-wise in college, and I was doing what I can while getting an education, and I had sprinkles here and there, and it was just me genuinely in Atlanta being nice to somebody in Starbucks because at the time they were filming so much to where you accidentally would run into somebody who's on a set, and then, um and then after that, I was dog walking. I was dog walking, and to this day, in comparison to retail and sometimes depending on an art director, if they rub you the wrong way, best job. Every time you go to somebody's house, somebody is there to excited to see you because he sticks his paws up. And yes, like I dog walked for a good while, and then I know Abel mentioned this earlier that they tabled at cons. I tabled at cons as well because that was genuinely a fun and cool source of money while also genuinely meeting good people, and I found some great people in my life from a con, like somebody who I even called my mom who I need to call. If she sees this, I love you, I'm sorry. Just like just like I genuinely met some of the greatest people in my life, like from cons, and like that's also where I learned how to run a business, how to that's truly where I threw myself off the deep end on purpose to try and help build me up from learning art business things like making an invoice, writing a commission page, a commission sheet even, because again, that was my first exposure to any of it. So then for a while it was dog walking and the artist alley cons, and then COVID happened. And then after that, it was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm moving my con stuff to my online shop, which by the way, I am in C block, the best block of this con. Come and look at my table. And like it was how you it was just a way to keep hopeful. And then thankfully and horribly more of the Black Lives Matter stuff started to happen, more marches, protests. Atlanta burned itself, it's fine. We didn't burn the Waffle House, so that's how we know we're fine. Um, and just like that's truly how like you kept it going to try to stay motivated. And then eventually I got hit by a company that does a lot of editorial work. I did so many cool editorial pieces from science to sciences as in like medical and sciences as in your environmental and then also just home and cooking, and it was just so fulfilling to do that. And then the layoffs happened, and then now I'm in this other cool company where they said, "Hey, we love that you draw kids of color and Black kids intentionally. You purposely make them look like that instead of that 2010 corporate art style." Yeesh. Are we tired of that? Like, why does it all look like Facebook cartoon people? But, just yeah, just, like, something refreshing, and it was great, and I also just want to say it again, for the people that maybe, like especially me, tiny me, when I was in my early 20s, like, just not to kick yourself in the foot or in the face because, like, you weren't like your peer. I can think of somebody right now from my class who literally got, like, a full scholarship, first job out the door, already hired. Like, you can't compare your chapter 7 to somebody's chapter 12, just like you can't compare your chapter 7 to somebody else's chapter 7 because 'cause they're vastly different.
Mhm. Hard agree. Alright, we need to get ready to start moving on to questions. Would anyone else have anything else they wanna add on for, like, the next, like, 2 minutes? Go,
Okay,
Abel, go.
I'll try to be quick. I guess for me, I because I grew up on the internet, I was very like, "I already know my shit's gonna be hard, like, this is gonna be hard. Let me prep." I was, like, doom prepping for my career. in high school and middle school because I was like, it's already tough enough being black. Imagine being a black artist. Like, child, you need to get your shit together now. Which I like invested so much time in my art in high school and stuff, and like I really built on that because I was like, you feel like felt like had to be like 5 steps ahead of people just to be seen on the same level, you know? And so like I constantly worked on it. Like I think I had my first like freelance job in high school, but it was kind of exploitative. The company is not good, but it was a nice like experience booster and stuff. But of course like I just like grind so much, but also that's also the main reason why I have so much burnout now. Like I feel like I'm only like 23, but I feel like I'm like 64 because of like how much time I put in that, but not enough time to put in myself, you know?
Mhm.
And like I'm glad I'm of course thankful for where I am now, but because it's just like that's, the worry of not being seen, that I kinda did fly too close to the sun when it comes to things, you know? But, I definitely yeah, the summer Black Lives Matter, I think I was mostly fed up. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, "Fuck y'all." Like, "What's going on?" You know? And then I think it was like because people are like, "Oh, wait, black people exist? Black artists exist?" And I'm like, "Fuck y'all." I have this whole directory because I had my the Realm on Black directory since, like, a few years ago, and now everyone's like, "Can we why right now?" You know? During the most stressful, traumatic time in our life, y'all wanna be like, "We wanna hire black artists." Of course, I was pushing. I was like, if these people wanna hire black people, I'm gonna get that money. Like, I wanna help these people get this money. Because if that's when they wanna give money's money, I guess. Like, it's like, that's on them, you know? But it's like a definitely a double-edged sword because they did exploit that movement, but also it kind of felt like now or never, you know? And, like, it did like, during that time, a lot of people's careers kickstarted, which should have kickstarted a long time ago, and it shouldn't take someone's death for you to recognize people's talent and stuff. Also felt like people, like that's when people started like, "Oh, wait, Evo's not employed? Evo's not getting work?" Like, the I'm like, "Fuck y'all, like, what do you mean?" Like, it was so frustrating, and, like, people got the audacity. That was one experience. I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna name studios, but it was a prominent studio. They contacted me for color design work, and I was like, "Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool." So, let me not go with the studio. Try to lowball me, and I was like, I have experience." They're like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "What?" Trying to gaslight me into
I
tapping
was
t
just
accepting
about
the
to say
rate
that they
because they wanted me
crazy.
to be thankful for them contacting me. I'm like, "I'm not that thankful." I was like, "I'm not gonna take this offer because you think that you're gonna do some pity party thing." Like, "No." Like,
Mhm.
I don't care. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with my money. Don't play with me, you know? And you have to really like there's gonna be times where they're gonna take advantage of your blackness and be like, you just need to be thankful that you even get anything, you know? When those
Yeah.
times happen, you make sure you talk to people, like talk to other artists and stuff. Because no, that you shouldn't let that let them use that to exploit you. Because that's how they're gonna exploit everybody. So like I definitely learned that you gotta stick up for yourself no matter what, you know? And also stick up for others
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah, hard to agree with that. If there's one key thing people will have is the absolute audacity. And if there's one thing that we're not going to do is let people take advantage of that. Absolutely always hold your boundaries, y'all. Um
Mhm.
always state what it is that you're looking for, what you want to do, and what you will not do from the beginning. And don't let anyone take control of that. But you know what? It's okay. And we're gonna move into something a little more lighthearted. And we're gonna try to do it in a little like speed run fashion to a certain degree because we don't want to run into the next speaker's time too much. But do y'all have anyone specifically that you look up to? Like anyone that was like either like a mentor to you or like someone or like a few people maybe who inspired your work? And I'll call you all each one like one by one. We'll start with Liz because Liz was the first person who came to my head. But um Liz, do you have like maybe like 1 to 15? I'm kidding. Like two or three people that you would specifically say like yeah, like this person was either like my mentor or like I really looked up to their work.
honestly, it's a little cheesy, but like honestly, my peers are my greatest like inspiration because it's just like it's like easy to look up to people that are like nowhere near you, but like the people that are around you, like those are the people that like uplift you and you uplift them, and like you see what they do and you want to do those things too. So it's honestly like you guys, my friends I went to high school with, like all those people, like those are my inspiration, and like they know things I know things they don't, and it's a back and forth, and it's just like they inspire me to like want to do more, you know.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Making us all
Yeah.
soft. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry or anything. Inique, what about you? Who were like a
Hi.
couple of people that take you got inspiration from?
I would say that my mentors that I had in college, two of them, Vitus Shell and Brooke Foy, they were really big artists in my area, and like, I just looked up to them, and I was in awe at how like amazing their artwork was, and like how engaged they were with like finding jobs just in this small town that I'm in. I'm like, how'd you even manage that? I'm like, we don't do much, but like they find work, and I admire that work ethic, and I'm like, I wanna aspire to be like you guys when I get older. Like, but,
Love
another one
that.
is definitely my, peers, my best friends that I've been growing up with since, like, high school, like, one of them, like, we've gone to high school together, college together, and now we, like, live together, and then, like, all of my friends that I've made in college, like, super big inspirations to me, and I love their artwork so much, and, like, I couldn't have asked for better people in my life, and you guys as well, like, you guys are awesome.
Not y'all throwing the softness at us. Oh gosh. Oh man,
Love
we gotta move
y'all.
on. Oh no. Oh
Big
no.
heart.
Not
Dom.
us.
Dom. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. I think. Oh my gosh.
See that.
Dom. What about you? Who are some inspirations besides us? I know you're gonna say us too. I know you are, and I know that this is a trend that's starting. Y'all are all gonna say it now. You guys are gonna be
Okay,
like,
I
friendship
get
is
y'all. I
That
magic.
sounds
stand y'all.
obvious.
Y'all my
Mine's
Okay,
anti
well,
Friends are
I'm
my
going to
power.
reword it a little bit differently, and I'm going to say that everyone inspires me because it's true. I don't have any specific mentors. It really is just everyone inspires me, whether it is how they express themselves, their art style, or just maybe aspects about their life.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's basically the same thing,
It's
but
basically the same thing. A
um,
little more general, but yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Like everyone around you, even if their thing isn't art, it's still like an inspiration to you somehow. I get that. I get that.
yeah, so life inspires me.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Very general. I can't get you for that one. That's all right. It's all right. Kayla, what about you?
Um, Yeah, no, same trend, same hat. Definitely my friends are my power. They truly keep me going. And as well as just some people, since I feel more like I'm like the new kid more in the industry, I can't explain why I think that. Brain is just telling me that right now. And like definitely the some peers from my last job, they truly helped me when I got laid off and I was at another like traumatic low. So definitely Ellen, Lindner, and Laura and Tell, they definitely are. They have gorgeous editorial work, and I love that they inspire me, and I inspire them to a degree. Even I love artists like Nick Kennedy, gorgeous background work. Atmospheric Perspective looks amazing, and when he was leaving my school, I was starting, and I just loved his portfolio so much. And Bao Pham, this really cool Viet traditional artist. Gorgeous work. He has just aura, work, I mean, just love everything about his content. But definitely my friends definitely inspire me because you guys truly keep me sane.
Oh, while also
Oh,
driving you insane. Like true friends.
It's like, wow, wow, y'all gonna drive me insane when we leave this. And then I'm gonna be like, damn, why did I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ava, what about you?
Well, I won't say my friends are my anti-inspiration. I hate them all.
not you
You know what?
lying.
And
Remember
scared.
that. Remember that. I want you to
Oh
remember that.
God.
Remember that. I want you to remember that because I'm gonna keep that in here. All
Oh,
right. Remember.
no.
Someone actually, whoever's on Twitch, clip that.
No.
Clip that. And I
No.
want that to be remembered. Remember? Yeah. Yeah. We saving that one.
I was just JKing. I didn't, I don't, friendship is power. I think I would not. I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have my friends by my side. But I'm not trying to be cheesy. But yeah, I think it is like I guess like the outside forces of life. But I think if you want like a more like traditional, I guess like of course my teacher Sadra Sticklin, she's like a book illustrator. Um, my favorite illustrator, Richie Pope, he was really pushed me into like thinking about art in a different way. Um, a lot of my peers, like a lot of my Twitter mutuals, like it's so weird to like work with people I have looked up to since high school and stuff. Specifically, my supervisor for my last show, Callie Seasmar, like she was like the reason why I went to Micah. I don't think she knows this, but she was like the reason why I was like, I want to go to Micah because I want to make art with her. And just for her to be like my supervisor and like also a good friend, it's like, damn, like it was really nice to be able to like seeing someone who I looked up wouldn't to as say your my equal friends and like also being such a nice person, like helping me out when I needed it and stuff. So I think like just yeah, general people in the industry have my inspiration, my friends, my family and stuff, even now, because like I think what inspires me is just trying to do better for them and helping them out, because I think when I first started going to college and stuff, like my mom was like one of the biggest forces in helping me stay. Cause she was like, We're investing so much money in this. Your ass is gonna stay put. And now I'm like, okay, you help me a lot, let me help you a lot. So yeah, all
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
yeah.
All right, we got about like only a few minutes left, so unfortunately we can't get to the last question, but that's okay. It's fine. So at this point, we're gonna have y'all like share anything that you want, anything that you're currently doing, like any of your social media that you want to share, any project you're currently working on. While people ask a couple of questions in the chat. So for folks, if you're watching on Twitch, you can ask your questions in the Twitch chat. But if you're in Discord, go ahead and ask your questions in the Discord chat. We'll take about like 2 or 3 questions before we move on to our next speaker for today. So who wants to start off with anything they want to plug? I already posted everyone's social media links, but I'm gonna do it again. Follow all the homies on Twitter, because you need to right now. Hit them up. You'll find all their information right there. Um, yeah, go give them some love, give them some follows, and watch their work. Watch what they're doing. They're doing a lot.
Mhm.
I can plug some real quick because I just showed it to Caitlin them when
Yes.
we were talking earlier. It's right
Yeah.
behind me.
You should
So
have had it out
I've
like
been
behind you.
saying a lot, and
You
so
can't buy this. I already called it.
well, here it is.
Screaming.
It's a little clown bunny.
Oh,
The
look at
hat comes off,
that baby.
and it's a little baby.
I
But
want
yeah,
to buy it.
I
Well,
want
girl,
no,
can
you.
you
I
make
You discussed
more?
this.
yeah,
Can
okay.
you
So
make more?
I also have minis. These aren't the permanent faces, but like I got miniatures
Oh
too.
my
And so like that's
Please.
what I'm working on. So my plan is to hopefully like sell these at some point, maybe later, and the goal is like late April or something like that. But we'll see. But that's basically what I'm doing. If you want to help fund that, I have a coffee. It's in my Twitter bio.
Yes.
Yes, let me get some of those.
I
And
guess
your
the only thing
hat
I
came
can
off.
plug.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Who else want to plug?
okay. So Drama Black is going to happen this month, and I'm also going to do another round of the grant program. That grant program, I select 6 artists, and they select it to get a $500 grant. And yeah, that's going to happen this month. I just need to make the poster. I just recently contacted the last grant winners and stuff, so I'm gonna probably be like, here are the last year's grant winners, and this year, have hopefully y'all apply to it. If not, I'm going to just do it throughout the year and stuff. But yeah, Drama Black is going to happen probably at the end of the month since it's Black History Month. So if you're excited for that,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it too.
Heck yeah. Another drawing wall block. Let's go. Who else got anything you want to plug? Anything you want to share before I ask one of
I'll
our first
plug.
questions?
I'll plug something. I got
Yes,
I got my
please.
phone out. I got a list. All right.
Oh, we got Liz. Let's
Got a list.
go. Let's
Okay.
go.
So if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm in the development phase of my webcomic called Bread Pudding about urban fantasy, New York City, and like 420 somethings just trying to make it. so you could catch up with all the development process going on. Um, I'm also relaunching my shop in late March, early April. There's gonna be new merch. There's gonna be bags, possibly shirts, more stickers, and also I will be taking commissions at that same time. I will also be tabling at Mocha in April, Mocha Fest in New York City, and FlameCon. If Omarion gets it together, we will be with my bestie Ash. Hey, I know you're watching this. Yeah, she's also cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's my list. All right.
All right, you busy?
Oh,
Let's
Sounds
go.
busy.
Yeah,
Busy.
you busy.
Busy.
Mocha, mocha.
All right. So we're getting some questions in real quick, and it's already 2 o'clock. So let's try to do this as fast as possible. So I'm gonna grab one straight off of Twitch. Someone said, "What advice would you have for a current Pratt student on a full scholarship?"
You. You on a full scholarship at Pratt, you are blessed. You want to take advantage of every single opportunity and every single resource they have on that campus. Like milk them for what they are. Because I know the curriculum's changed a bit since I was there. I graduated in 2016, but you definitely want to like dig into that school and get your money's worth. You want to connect with people. You want to make meaningful relationships and also make sure you're making your portfolio about you. Like, fuck the grade. Like, the grade's not going to get you the job. What your portfolio says about you is going to get you that job, and it should represent who you are. So, milk that school for everything because they don't care about us, especially what if you're black, if you're a person of color. So, don't feel bad about it. Just do what you need to do. You got to hustle through that school.
Period.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so we'll do one more question because it's already 2:01. So let's see. So next question is, and it's kind of like a two-parter, so not too bad. And I think this will be the last one they go off of. If anyone really wanted to ask them any questions, you can always ping them in the general chats where they will be active still, so you can ask any and all questions there afterwards. But Mushki said, were any of your family supportive of you pursuing the art path? And then someone else, Gray, bouncing off of that, said, how do you work and stay motivated without supportive families if you didn't have support from your family?
Shoo! All right. All
Let's
right.
Hey, all
go.
right, all right,
Already
all
know.
right. All right,
So
who want to start
basically,
us off? Who want to start us
wait,
off with that
I
one?
gotta,
I'll start us
yeah,
off with
I
that
gotta
one.
say
Okay.
something. I gotta say something because like I had zero, zero support, and the only person in my family who was an artist really tried to tell me to go into college. He's like, "Yeah, go into debt. Don't get no help. Just go into debt." And then I had to just cut him out because he's stupid. So for me, it was just sheer will and also wanting to like prove my worth a little, which I shouldn't have had to do, but just wanted to prove people wrong. It's like, yeah, I can do this. Don't just ignore me and cast me off. I'm actually doing something really good. Um, and all yeah, spite. Spite carried me a long way. It's really
By an organization, truly, to
yeah.
also answer the second parter, because like it is very, very hard when you are not somebody who has the privilege of having a team back you up, and you have to build your team truly while you're also trying to work and go through college. It is so disheartening. It is so hard. I'm not gonna cry, but it is truly just like it can be disheartening. It really, really can. And the best way you can do that is through spite and organization. Have a Google Calendar, have your planner, cross reference both of them. Make sure you are on time to your things. Make sure you are always early. Early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. Live and breathe that motto as best as you can within your capabilities. Some things are going to be out of your capabilities, and that is okay. The best way you can get through it when you don't have a backing system, a good backing system, is truly to just be easy on yourself, understand that you're doing it by yourself, because I'm not going to cry, but having to do so much by yourself is so hard. And like, yeah, just please, for the love of God, just don't give up, don't quit, and be easy on yourself, because I'm not crying. Oh my God. It's just so hard to have like not like people not support you, and you have to, and just be willing also to accept help from others. That also is hard. That is also hard. I'm sorry I'm crying.
It's
Not
okay. Feel
apologize.
your emotions. Feel them.
What you
Let
It's
it
a
feel.
it's
out.
a reality
Let
that
it
needs to be talked about. It's something that's very true, and that, for a lot of people who are in the art industry, it's like a lot of them did not get support. A lot of people want you to just go straight in to like things that they feel are beneficial, like things like being a doctor, being a teacher, things like that. Like they dismiss art as something that's small and petty, and don't consider like what you want to do, what your happiness is. So honestly, that's facts. And like you gave them the honest truth. Sometimes you gotta work out of spite. Sometimes you gotta do it like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because I want to. Fuck what you said, I'm gonna do what I want to do. But you know what, yeah, like at the end of the day, like y'all don't suppress your feelings either. Like if it's upsetting you, feel your feelings. The last
Yeah.
thing you want to do is hold it back, because if you hold it back, then it's going to turn you into someone you don't want to be. It
Period.
absolutely
Exactly.
will.
No, entirely. And that is
Mhm.
pretty much like what ended up being my college experience, which is why, like, again, college is a weird topic. But yes, I was already prepared to cry, unfortunately. Like,
Oh
Oh,
no.
at least you were prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
But
not
I will I
yeah.
will say, like, on the other side, if you feel like someone's not getting support, like someone in your life, if you can be that support, like do what you can to support this person, because you don't it's like yeah, we don't really know what someone's going through, and like they could be like, I'm fine as it is, but sometimes you just need to just be there for someone, and that can make a huge ass difference. So like if you need it, like just talk, like try to see if you can talk to people like, hey, I need help, I need this mentorship, because a lot of people, especially now, like they're a lot more open to helping people than like people think they are. Like I'm always open to helping people. I bet everyone else is open to helping people and stuff. It's just a matter of like be able to ask for help is such a big step. But once you do it, it's like makes a tremendous difference. Because I know some families, they're like, "What are you doing for your life? Why are you doing art?" It's like, cause it's like what I'm good. It's like what I'm good at, what I'm passionate about. You got
Mm.
have being able, and to feel confident with this, you have to have other people who are like going to also can empathize with that. Like, yeah, I'm an artist, and I can like also an artist. Like, let's support each other. Like this is not a like sure art's competitive, but it shouldn't be cutthroat. We all should lift each other up
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, we're all gonna get exploited by these corporations. Like
Mhm.
if we're about to start a riot, like you can't start a riot with just one person. So, you know, support each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
the best thing you can
Yep.
really do is just like support the people that are immediately around you. Like again, I like cannot stress that enough. Like those are the people that are gonna grow with you and be there like when you make it,
Mhm.
not necessarily people that are already there. Those are like your greatest tools and assets are your peers.
Please be there for
Absolutely.
your homies.
Yeah, be there for your homies, y'all. You never know what
Exactly.
anyone's going through. Even if they say they're fine.
Mhm.
Still check in. Still check in.
Always do a check-in,
It means
especially
it means the world.
yeah,
Mhm.
especially if they're always saying they're fine. Sometimes, most of the
Yeah.
time they're not. Just give
Yeah.
that buddy a good old snack and like give him a hug.
Felt that, felt that. All right, we're sadly running out of time. But at this point, we're gonna get ready to end it. Thank y'all for coming in and chatting with us. We got emotional in the end, but honestly, worth it. It shows how much that these individuals who are talking with us today, how much they care, not just about like their own personal communities, but everybody else who's watching. Like they want y'all to know the truth. They want y'all to know what it's like out here, and they want y'all to succeed. They want to see everybody out here doing their thing. And you know what? I'm appreciative. Like they've all helped me grow in some of the best ways possible since I've met them, and very honored to call them my friends and have them along with the journey and uplift them with me as they uplift me with them. So let's throw Ava, Liz, Ink, Dom, and Caitlin some hearts in the chat. Thank you guys a lot. This was a good conversation. We had a lot of fun. We
It
had
was
some
fun.
tears and some sadness, but you know what? It be like that. It be like that.
Very sad.
Thank you, Sal, for hosting this.
So you're the best.
Yay,
Yes.
hearts out
Yay.
too.
Yeah, give some hearts to sell.
Yes.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get ready to end it. Sim's gonna get ready to switch it over, and we're gonna get ready to get started for our pixel art workshop. With famous pixel artist Malco, who works for Newground, who has done work for Newground. So we're gonna get ready to talk with them over in panel room 2. If you're in the Discord, if not, just keep watching on Twitch. We'll be back in about like 5 minutes to get it set up. All right, peace, everybody. Sim, you can get ready to switch it over.